So on the weekend of the submarine accident, the cinema shows a movie about a diving accident. That is some timing. It's almost too perfect to be coincidence. Anyway, onto the movie. As you may have seen, this movie just has pictures because there is no trailer for this movie. I looked everywhere, but it appears that this movie really doesn't have a trailer, and there are only 4 pictures of the movies to find. On IMDb, there is no pictures of anything. Also, this movie doesn't have a score, doesn't have critics, doesn't have any reviews. Basically, this movie was done and that's it. So, I don't know. The interesting thing is that this movie is produced by a lot of German companies, including some public televisions, but it's in English. The original language of this movie is English. It has only 2 actresses, which on IMDb are from England and America, and somewhere else on the internet in a movies website I found that they are both Australian. So again, I don't know what's up with this movie. Anyway, onto the movie. Small spoilers, but I'm guessing everybody will immediately know where this is going. 2 sisters go diving, and the first 10-15 minutes are not very good. The acting isn't really that nice. The setting is basically dry land, the ocean, and a very old car. That's it. It's boring. Then they go into the water, and there are no beautiful nature shots or anything. They just dive down. They find a cave. They have a little bit of a talk, and then things happening. There is an unexplained incident where rocks fall into the water, which I don't really know where these giants rocks come from, because if you go back to the surface, there isn't anything that could have produced such large rocks. There's a cliff, but the size of the rocks would mean that the cliff is almost gone, so that doesn't really make any sense. But anyway, one of the sisters gets trapped, and then the story is that the other one tries to rescue her. She has to go up and down in the water. She is this decompression sickness that divers sometimes get, but she doesn't care because she wants to save her sister. So she basically goes up, then some things happen, she drops the oxygen canister, she can't get into the car to get tools. She tries to go to a building, but nobody's there. The usual things that happen in these movies to make it more complicated for the person to rescue someone. Anyway, while this is going on, the other sister has some flashbacks and some hallucinations because she wanted to say something honest but kind of mean to her sister about how she doesn't enjoy it anymore because she has lost something that her sister still has. But it's never really explains what this is. There's a short vision that the trapped sister has of her father dunking one sister into the water when they learn how to dive. And she struggles, she forcefully puts her under the water to hold her breath. I don't really follow which sister is which because they are children, so I don't know if the trapped sister is angry because she witnessed this or because it was done to her. But then the other sister, who is not trapped, has a vision of her smiling father. So I don't know. I think the implication is there's one sister was treated well, that's why she likes diving. The other sister wasn't, that's why she doesn't. But it's never really explained. And there are so few cues that you really, really, really have to guess what's going on. Which is annoying. There are cliffhangers in movies, but usually it's not this shallow. There is some tension. Whether both sisters will survive or both will die. But the problem is again that the tension is interesting, yes. But I didn't really care about the characters. I was a bit in suspense if she can make it down to save her sister. But I didn't really care that the sister survives. I just wanted to know if she managed it. Like the act of rescuing her was more interesting than whether the sister survived. This is why I kind of scored it low, because it's like I don't really know who these two girls are. I don't really understand why there is conflict between them. It's like, I don't know, they are on screen, but I don't really know anything about them. So that's kind of, it's not boring, it's just, I don't know, uninteresting. So anyway, spoiler alert, so everybody's gone good. In the end, both survive. It's a happy ending. Both are pretty messed up. Like, one sister has the decompression problem, the other one was trapped below surface for a long time, so I don't think that is good for you. But yeah, they both survive. So, I don't know. Like, this movie was shown on movie festivals, and then it kind of disappears. Like, even their main two characters in this movie, played by two actresses, those are named, but the other actors, like the actresses who play the sisters as children and the father, are not named anywhere where you read about this movie. So I don't know. It seems a bit like a project that somebody did out of fun, and then they run out of marketing ideas, so they just simply didn't care. They just put it out there. So I don't know. There are some interesting parts in this movie, so a bit of suspension, but the characters are very uninteresting. Like, the best parts are when they can't speak to each other and you just see images. Those are very good. Like, from a technical standpoint, it's well made. Like, there are no like big blunders or mistakes or things that don't work. So whoever were the people who managed the technical aspect, they did a good job. But the storytelling is a bit meh. It's a bit too long. Like, if you cut 20 minutes out of the movie, it's probably a better watch because it doesn't stretch so much. There's a point where you think, okay, no, both died, and you go, okay, the movie's over, both dead. And then it drags on again, and both survive. But I don't really care that they both survive because I don't care about those characters. It's interesting how they solve the problem, but that's it. So yeah, it's all in all, it's not really a movie one should watch, like in a cinema. Maybe at home, but even then, it's this scenario with people that get stuck somewhere. There are better movies out there, like The Fall or The Wall. Or it's The Wall, The Dive, The Fall. Anyway,